I'm Randy Garutti, the CEO of Shake Shack.
I'm Jacqueline Gonzales, Global Director of Marketing.
I'd say the whole story of Shake Shack has been an accident since day one. Shake Shack was born as a humble hot dog cart in a park in Madison Square Park, New York City, with one vision: to raise a little money for a park. And we did that through selling Chicago-style hot dogs for 3 years. Every penny we made went right to that park. And then Shake Shack was born in 2004, never dreaming there would ever be a second location, let alone being here in the amazing city of Hong Kong. It's a lot of years of people taking ownership of the brand themselves, saying, I got one in my city. Did you know that there's a Shake Shack coming to our town? And I think that happens because of a real, sincere, passionate ethos that Shake Shack was born with. We call it standing for something good. In all that we do, every ingredient, every team member, every location, we stand for something good. We just try to do things that we believe connect with the ethos of our fans and our guests. And when that happens, whether it's food or hospitality or design, the place comes together in this magical thing that people just want to take ownership of.
One of the things that Shake Shack does when we're preparing to enter into a new city is we really look to that community to inspire us. So when we started to learn about Hong Kong, we realized that local art, graffiti art, artists in general were a very important part of this community. So we found an amazing local artist named Zoe Lam, and she did an incredible hoarding that was outside of this restaurant for months. That actually drew people up to this space, and they would then take images of the art, they would pose in front of it, and so that kind of creates a viral buzz that is much more powerful than Shake Shack trying to create its own campaign. We really like to create experiences for our guests so that they're excited enough that they want to share it with their friends and with their community. And that's really kind of the guiding principle that we use when we're thinking about how are we going to introduce ourselves to these new places.
The fun thing about Hong Kong is we've had people asking us to come to Hong Kong for probably a decade. As soon as you come to New York and you saw Shake Shack for the first time, whatever year that was, if you live here or you're an expat or you're a local visiting New York, you saw it, you asked for it, and there was this already built up buzz happening. And just the chatter, as soon as the rumors began about Shake Shack coming to Hong Kong, we just feed off of that, we feed the frenzy, and then how do we keep it going for years? It's one burger at a time.
I think one thing that people get really excited about also is that we bring something special to each city where we open a new Shake Shack. So people know that when they come to Shake Shack in Hong Kong, there are going to be a few exclusive things on the item that they can only get if they're in Hong Kong. I have actually never heard of anyone else doing the kind of research that Shake Shack does. We have a team of people who actually came to Hong Kong, spent days eating all around the city. Our poor partners had to watch us eat many egg tarts, many chocolate bars, many pastries all around the city because it is important to us that we are the ones that are seeing it and experiencing it and tasting it with our partners. And then once we're inspired, we figure out how do we take these great ingredients and incorporate them into what is quintessentially Shake Shack, but also has something very unique and local to it so that when people are walking in the doors, they feel like this is the Hong Kong Shake Shack. This is their Shake Shack. This is part of their community. I think that's part of the thing that people really like too. They feel the lengths that we go to make Shake Shack feel like it belongs to them and that it reflects what is important to them and what they love about their culinary community.
It's just our fun part of our DNA. We're a fine dining company originally at heart. And we want to find the best chefs and bakers and chocolate makers. We want to hang out with them. And when we do that, we find a little cameo on the menu. So certainly the biggest part of our sales will be our core menu that does not change. But to have some fun and tinker around the edges a little bit is what makes Shake Shack different.
I think that we have worked really hard to make sure that we're always engaging in conversations with our guests, whether that's from our social media channels where we use a lot of UGC and we really talk to our guests on an ongoing basis, to a lot of the community events. Instagram is the one that we really spend a lot of time and effort on. We know that the people that follow us on Instagram are very often foodies and trendsetters and people who will discover us. We have over 1 million people that follow us in all of the countries. And for a restaurant company that is still, relatively small in the early stages of our growth, that is a huge following, and I think something that really humbles us and makes us feel like we have a big responsibility to always be upping the game, being innovative, bringing our guests exciting content.
Here's how we think about growth. For a very long time, being a fine dining restaurant company, we said, we don't want to be called a chain. Now we're going to be compared to these big companies. How are we going to do that? But then we stopped saying that. We said, what if every time we add a link in the chain could actually get stronger? What if by opening this restaurant here in Hong Kong, our restaurants across the world actually got better, not worse? We decided very early to take our brand international. We had less than 10 Shake Shacks when we opened in Dubai, then Kuwait, then later in the UK, Tokyo, Seoul, here we are in Hong Kong. How do we think about that? We just believe we're lucky. We have a New York brand. We have a sensibility and aesthetic and a way we think about doing business that I think translates to the great cities of the world. For many, many years, we could have come to Hong Kong first. But what matters to us most is partnership. The companies we work with. Here, we're really proud to work with our friends and partners at Maxim's. They've done incredible work in building a tremendous business across so many different types of restaurants in the region. We want to learn from them as much as they want to learn from us. They will be the guardians of our brand, and we will be deeply involved in everything that happens here together. We will look towards other sites. We're also going to be open in Shanghai next year. So we're super excited about the mainland China opportunity and the entire region. So yeah, we're bullish about our opportunity here. But we will take it at the same pace we've done everything at Shake Shack for all these years, which is just appropriate, a lot of listening, a lot of tweaking and learning so that we can give our fans the best product we possibly can.